I thought I was going to come into college, make some good friends, get a good education, and maybe let's throw a national championship in there. Never in a million years did I think we would be as successful as we were, winning 4 championships in 5 years. And then take it a step further, I never thought I would be gifted the opportunity to coach the program that I love and be mentored by Coach Shelton. Then we take it a step further. I never imagined, being a national championship winning coach in my first year. I've always had the mindset of one day at a time, one game at a time, one season at a time. My expectations have been blown, but somehow I guess I'm just wired to continuously want more. My name is Erin Matson. I'm 24 years old. I'm the head coach of the UNC women's field hockey team. I am most known for winning a national championship as a player and then transitioning and winning in my first year as a head coach. Oh my gosh, my earliest field hockey memory is actually the first time I ever played. I was 6 years old and my mom signed up my best friend at the time and I for a clinic. My best friend went on to play volleyball and softball because she's like 6 feet tall and I'm over here 5'4", but I fell in love with it. I couldn't put a stick down after that. I just remember having a great time and falling in love with the sport. At my current club at the time, I was just told by some of the parents, and they went up to my parents and were like, your daughter, she needs to go play for this club. She's just too good. And my parents didn't really know much about the club scene. They asked me to come to a practice and they threw me in a practice, and that was basically my tryout. And I remember being like, oh, whoa, these guys are good. But I held my own. I just was never afraid of people being older. We try to make it as comfortable and natural as possible and laugh at the boundaries that we're still kind of navigating when they call me a nickname or tell me what they did on the weekend and I gotta say, don't go any further, and we laugh about it and they're like, right, and not ignoring that. I think they feel, at least I hope they feel, how much I just genuinely want it for them in this program.
Want the ball, Jimmy! Good job, Sion!
I chose UNC because, well, this wall speaks a lot in the history. I mainly chose it because it just felt right and it felt like home. During my recruiting process, my parents, they always made sure I was keeping my options open, but for whatever reason, it just always kept coming back to Carolina. I was actually over at Duke on a visit there, and my parents, the typical, it's 20 minutes away, let's just swing by again. And we came back to campus and I was like, yeah, I need to call coach and just commit. We have 11 national championships as a program, 26 ACC conference championships, the most ever of any program in history. We have won 5 national championships in the last 6 years. I mean, we've been at the top. Once you get there, it's harder to stay there. We put in a lot of work to make that happen while still understanding, okay, there's always next season and we have to do what we can to make sure that we're still in this conversation next year.
Heels on 3, 1, 2, 3, heels!
How did you transition from a player to coach so quickly, and how does that all work? That's been the biggest question, of course, understandably so. I, came in as a freshman with a voice and made an impact right away. I was voted captain multiple times. I kind of earned the, title of a player coach while I was here. And I think acting in that regard and the team feeling the confidence to vote me as captain definitely made this transition easier. It's been really interesting to look back now on my entire college career and all of those moments that you don't think anyone pays attention to or you don't think matter really add up to, oh, this taught me that, and handling this situation with my teammates helped me gain their respect this way. And it's really interesting to see how everything adds up and makes a difference. My final season, we're not just playing the season for Carolina and our families and each other like we always do, but we're playing it for coach, and we went off and won. It definitely was a storybook ending for her, and we're still amazed every day by her and all that she's done for this program. I'm lucky to still have a great relationship with her as now a mentor and not, as my current coach, but she'll always be coach. I was told early on to trust my gut. I never really knew the power of that. I think a lot of people in successful positions and high-stake positions have imposter syndrome. The other side, I was told one day that people with imposter syndrome like that and with their own doubts and stuff actually end up being more successful because you guard against it and you are aware of it. And I think trusting my guts helped me, where I feel like I should be doing better. I'm here for a reason. I was hired for a reason.
You don't need to be as cute. Sometimes just don't. Don't dribble too much and stuff. Just trust your speed too, okay?
The biggest lesson is balancing the hard and the soft. And whether that's understanding your players and who needs it intense, like me, you could yell at me, tell me to get on the line, I'll put my head down and do it, and who needs the positive reinforcement, I believe in you more, let me put my arm around you and carry you with me, because everyone's different.
Good job!
I think sometimes it's just the natural thought that leaders have to be perfect and that they, can't be vulnerable, where I think sometimes opening up and saying, all right, we did this, it worked better in my mind, we'll learn from it and move forward together, that's a lot more powerful. I think they feel, at least I hope they feel, how much I just genuinely want it for them in this program, and it's based off of my actions every day. I think I do have the ability to say I know what it takes to win, not just as a coach now, but also as a player. I've been on both sides, and I do think it's a positive of mine that I am young. I'm not that far removed. I went to school here even, so hockey aside, I know what that's like, academically, socially, athletically, all of the areas, I've been there.
I'm going to challenge you guys this quarter. If you're the forward and you're there and you don't get it, just ask, did you see me? Okay, that's a rule. You have to do that.
Hopefully at the end of the 2024 season, we will be champions again. That is our plan every year. We set it and forget it because we know that it's about every practice day and we always say the next game's the most important one, but yeah, hopefully at the end of the 2024 season, we are known as the champions. When I step away, I just want to be comfortable and confident in the fact that I left something better than when I found it. Whether it's caring about the people and showing gratitude, whether it is driving the standard, whether it's just showing up and explaining my vision, I don't know, I want to make sure that at the end of the day, when this ship is sailed, that this place is more successful. I've always had the mindset of just inspiring whoever I can, and you don't even need to be a hockey player, but I want to inspire you a little bit so that you can be great in whatever it is you want to do. And that's what I try to do every day with our players, our alumni, Coach Shelton, everyone. I just want everyone to feel, that I believe that they can take that one more step and push themselves.
This is my goal.